Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to Budgeting Over 40. I'm Melissa, and today we're going to close out paycheck number 2 of October. So let's jump in and get started. All right, you guys, so the last time we were here, we did track this expense here for $25, the credit card minimum payment for my Apple Card. So next up on the 29th, I did get a payout from Ko-Fi. So anytime you see anything highlighted in this light yellow color, it's income into the budget. So $10.45 is a contribution from you guys purchasing my spreadsheet. So like I mentioned all the time, I appreciate you guys. Next, on the 30th for Prime Video, this is a personal expense for $10.99. This is something that Hubby did. He signed up for HBO Max, so this is something that I need to cancel, or I'm going to cancel it and have him put it on his credit card because he accidentally charged it to my Apple Card, which is logged into our Amazon account. Next is for BCCC. I went ahead and paid $80 for the after school. And then I did get monthly interest for 40 cents. This is across all our accounts. On the first, I do have this Apple Store personal charge that comes against my Apple Card for $21.50. This is buying new AirPods. I mentioned this in one of my videos as well. So this is something that I'm paying off. I think I have 3 more payments to go, or possibly 2. Next is PSEG. This is for our electric for $141. Then I did buy bagel at the bagel shop for breakfast. This was $6.53. Then Optimum finally came out for the internet for $80, $89.20. Then I went shopping at ShopRite. I bought food, which is just groceries, for $198.05. I also picked up some consumables for $28.34. Then I went to Gala Fresh and I picked up household consumables for $9.77. And I also purchased food there for $67.78. Then I went to BJ's and bought some stuff in bulk for $51.02. Next transaction, because we were on the road, I did have to take my son to the dentist, and the dentist is in the area of the ShopRite and the BJ's. So that's the reason why I took advantage to do that. So I purchased gas for $75 and a penny. I then took my son to McDonald's for $12.15. Then I made my student loan payment, or it cleared my account for $40. Then I got a refund on the 3rd from Amazon for $11.71. So I think back in October, the earlier part of October, I purchased garbage bags from Amazon. I don't know what was wrong with them, but every time we went to put them into the garbage can, the sides would rip. So I did message Amazon and they said that we could send them back. They gave me $11.71 back. So up here in consumables where you see $28.34, this is me purchasing the bags again because I needed garbage bags at home. On the 4th, I went to CVS and I picked up some snacks for $7.08. And the reason why I did that, I had to pick up toilet paper and I paid $13.82. I also had to pick up prescription that day, which is why I ended up buying the toilet paper there for $29.99. Then I went back to the bagel shop on the 5th. This was a morning shift at work for $6.53. I love bagels, you guys. I really do. Then next, I did a credit card payment, and I have it logged on the credit cards because this is the Raymore and Flanagan for $128. And then the landlord did pull out the check for the rent for $2,500. So that was the last of the transactions for the second paycheck of October. And it is a lot of them, you guys, because you could see here, I do have a line. That is how I separate each of the paychecks to separate the transactions. So we did have quite a few transactions in the second pay period. So we're going to jump over and see how we did on the paycheck budget allocation spreadsheet. All right, so here we go. The pay period is from 10/22 to 11/5. I did get paid on the 6th. You could see that there was a negative rollover because I had to cover some expenses from the previous pay period. $10.58 in dining out and just 51 cents in groceries. I didn't have any more money to cover these expenses, so that's why we had to take it out of this paycheck. The main income, which is my income and hubby's income put together, $6,483.77, and this was higher than I expected. So I was only expecting $1,000 to come in from Hubby, but you guys have heard it when I did his paycheck allocation. He did transfer in $4,000 at the end of October. The miscellaneous income this pay period, $53.87. So the total income we're working with after subtracting this rollover in the negative is $6,526.55. Now let's go down into the fixed expenses because we were able to pay a lot of the bills that I didn't budget for based on the fact that hubby actually transferred in more money. So for fixed expenses, I didn't budget anything for the rent, but it was paid for $2,500. The electric was budgeted and we paid $141. Peloton, we weren't doing anything with that. Car insurance came out $251.80. We budgeted $252 because I do budget using round numbers. The braces, this was something that I just needed to pay off my credit card. The amount that I paid was $221.62. I did budget $222. For iCloud storage, I budgeted $10 and paid $9.99. $274.24 was what we paid for cell phone. We budgeted $275. The internet was a little bit more. I did budget $89 but paid out $89.20. And I sent less than the $100 that was budgeted. I sent over $80 to the after school and I paid the child support in full for $526. So we only budgeted $1,615 for the fixed expenses, but you could see that we spent $4,093.85. And even though this is way over budget than what we had forecasted, I'm not mad because the most important thing was that I took care of the rent. Now into the debt section, we budgeted for $25 but paid out $153 in credit card minimums. Student loan budgeted and paid $40. The auto loan budgeted $940, a round number, but we came in at $939.23. So we were over. We budgeted $1,005 but spent $1,132.23. Nothing went into the savings section, so we're going to move down to variables. For car expense, I did budget $80 for car fuel, but spent $153 and a penny. And this is mainly because I actually got gas a little bit earlier because the funds were there. Same thing goes for food. I did only budget $400, but you could see that we've doubled it and spent $818.44. So this is taking into consideration our groceries for our last pay period and groceries for the current pay period that we're in right now. Given budgeted and spent $5, household consumable only budgeted $50, but it's the same thing as the groceries and the car expense. We spent $136.10. My babies, I budgeted $30, but spent $67.59. Personal, I budgeted $25, but spent $112.89. And for wellness, budgeted $25, but spent $45.46. Now, the budgeted amount was $615, but we've more than doubled that and spent $1,338.49. And like I mentioned, this is because we got most of the stuff that we need for this pay period doubling up on last pay period. Now into the miscellaneous section, you can see that we did have a rollover of $248, but we didn't roll anything over into the pay period that we're currently in, which is pay period number 1 of November. So just to sum things up, we brought in total income of $6,526.55, but we spent $6,564.57, which puts us in the red in the amount of $38.02, which is not bad. I am not complaining with this because the fact that we were able to bring in at least $3,000 more than what was budgeted, and we were able to take care of most of the bills that I didn't plan on paying in this pay period. We took care of them. So you guys, this is it for pay period number 2. Drop me a comment down below and let me know how you did in your last pay period. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye now.